before sa birthday?
Hello po, hi everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I'm sorry I just danced, but this is a very, very important and special day in my life, and all of you are going to be a part of it. So thank you so much for being here, for all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so before we start, I'd like to greet you muna syempre. Nandito lahat ng friends mo. Can we have the cakes? Please mag-blow muna tayo ng candle niya. Yung mga cakes na before tayo start. Can you stay here beside us? Of your staying in Fernando's and your best friend. Medyo marami na yung ilo mo. Okay. Asan yung ano? Asan may wala nagsayaw sa inyo? Lahat nag-camera. Asan na yung picture? Ayan. Dinala niya isang cake. Dalawang cakes na lang. Asan pa yung ano? Ayan.
Wow.
Perfect. Can you lang a bit para makita yung buong Ken's ano sa there. Perfect. Okay. Okay, ready? Sabay-sabay tayo kumenta guys sa everybody. 1, 2, 3, and go! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
Thank you.
Alright! Happy birthday, Ken!
Thank you.
Okay, mag-win. You want your wish to be heard? No?
No.
Okay, okay, go. The other one.
Oh.
Yay! Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you, everyone. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Sige. Balik na natin. Sige po, tapos muna po.
Sorry. Shot.
Thank you. One here. 1, 2, 3. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you po.
Okay. Thank you. Guys, later na tayo ulit mag-photo. Kapag stay naman kayo eh. Chika muna tayo with our friends. Ha? Later tayo mag-photo. Stand a little closer to them. There. Okay, so everybody, this is Ken. Fresh from the World Finals. Nandito po siya to premiere the music video. And actually, sabi ko sa kailan since they're here. May friend tayo dito from Mix. Nag-premiere na yung music video niya. Actually, about a couple of minutes ago, we just premiered the music video ni Ken sa Mix, 6 o'clock. And then, 7 p.m., it's on YouTube na. So, available na siya. So, spread the word because it's Ken's very first single under Cornerstone Music. And the song is specially written for him by Milo Pascual, his very good friend. So, everybody, kung may questions kayo, the floor is open for your...
Mars, pwede mo
ilaw? Sige, open na ba?
Yung mukha niya kasi nagkakashad.
Yes. Lapit lang namin to ha. Sige, Ken, you can start asking na guys. Mama siya, ano yung sabi ko siya?
Correct. Music.
Thank you for hi.
How are you guys?
Okay.
Pwede ka naman.
Okay.
Ken, how does losing in World of Dance affect you?
It's let me learn a lot about myself, you know, being in this competition, and I'm very, very happy with everything and the outcome of everything because this has grown me as a person and as a dancer, and it's definitely a win for all of us, the whole top 3, so super happy about it.
Do you have any plans to join World of Dance in US?
Not sure yet. It's, you know, anything is possible.
So this is the first time I think we've learned about your singing. So how long have you been singing? And
I've been singing since I was a kid, because my dad, he was a singer, and I was singing since I was a kid, and then I started dancing because I wanted to add dancing to my singing so I could do both. And I just fell in love with dancing, and then I became a very well-known dancer, and now I want to show everyone that I can do both.
Since you can do both, is acting something you would like to try?
Yes, acting is also something that I've done theater acting since I was a kid as well, and I'm taking workshops with acting as well. So it's definitely something I would like to explore someday here in the Philippines as well.
You mentioned you tried theater acting. Did you do straight plays or musicals?
I did musicals as a kid. I like to, because of course I love to sing, dance, and act. So I did musicals, more musicals, yeah. Okay, so Lose Control is my first ever single. I've dreamed about this since I was a kid, having my own song, which is such a blessing. But we wanted to, Cornerstone offered to, make my first song, so we did it with Cornerstone Music, the label here. And Inigo wanted to write it, and because he's a very, very close friend of mine, he's like my kuya. And I was so honored that he wanted to be a part of this. And we worked together. I gave him some ideas. He came up with a first draft. He sent it to me while I was in the States. And then I told him some more ideas. He kind of finalized it, and he gave it to me. And yeah, and then that became Lose Control. It's about, it's like me telling a girl to just relax and enjoy and just lose control and enjoy, because not everything has to be so serious all the time,
Di ba parang before you came here in the Philippines, you may career ka na rin sa US, di ba? Pero parang what made you decide na pumunta dito sa Philippines? And sino yung naging bridge for you to come here? Nakikita ko kasi tinatag ka ng mga Katniel fans is parang fan din sila sa'yo. So pero what decided you to move here and create a career?
Well, of course, in the States, it's a very big industry, and I had my, dancing career there as well. But we decided to, well, at first, I came to the Philippines for my dad, because he had stage 4 lung cancer, and he came here for his treatment. And so when I came here, ABS and a lot of guestings. I started to do a lot of guestings. A lot of managements approached me, so I signed with Cornerstone, and we saw that there's a lot of opportunity for me here, not only as a dancer, but to do all the things that I love to do. And the Philippines is both my parents' home, and I felt so at home here. I have a lot of family here. In the States, I don't have any, a lot of relatives there, so it was just me and my family. But here, I really find the sense of home, and I like the industry here as well. So, I enjoy working here, as well as working in my career outside of the Philippines too, and traveling and still doing that.
I'm sure you were also able to familiarize yourself with Filipino artists, right? Aside from, of course, dancers. So, who do you like among Filipino celebrities?
Well, definitely, of course, Tito Gary. He's a huge inspiration, I think, to the whole nation for so many generations. And I really love how he incorporates dancing as well as singing. Of course, Kuya Billy as well is such a huge inspiration. Those two are very, very big influences to me in terms of their talent, because they know how to incorporate the singing with the dancing, which is what I really love to do. And they're almost like the Michael Jacksons of the Philippines and the Chris Brown. So I really look up to them in terms of their artistry.
Just curious, do you take Tagalog lessons? Do you understand
Yes,
Tagalog?
I do. I'm taking Tagalog lessons, and I'm practicing, so soon I will be able to.
But you do understand?
I understand most, yes.
What's the most difficult Tagalog word you've encountered so far?
I'm not sure, but I can't roll my R's. So like the nararamdaman, or like with a lot of R's, like because I can't I can't roll my R's, so it would have to be the words that have like that, for sure.
Isa sa mga nakakontribute why umingay din yung pangalan mo is because you're associated with young stars like si AC, si Darren, si Inigo, ganyan. So, how are they, and they've been in the business earlier than you. So, how are they guiding you in terms naman of how is it here in Philippines?
Well, that's true because they actually have helped me a lot with understanding the Filipino industry. You know, like Darren and Inigo and AC and all of them, I have a lot of questions all the time before I do things for the first time. Like before I did this, I asked like AC some questions like, oh, what is it like or something. Before I asked a lot, because World of Dance was my first TV show here in the Philippines. And so I asked like Darren, coming from a competition like The Voice, and they gave me a lot of tips and things like that. So it's really helpful to have like that kind of help and guidance as I go through my journey here in the Philippines.
No, may mga followers ka rin kasi na tinutokso ka rin ni AC. So, anong meron sa inyo ni AC? Siyempre 16 ka o 17.
What's your status?
What's your status?
Oh,
Like, how close are you with AC?
We're very, very close, but I say during the time of my dad and the time I moved here, she's the only person that I knew here in the Philippines. She's the only friend that I had here at first. And so she really helped me go through probably the most difficult time in my entire life. So we have a very, very close connection, and she's like one of my best friends in the whole entire world. So we're very close.
Did you audition ba dun sa ano? Yung kinababy?
Unite. Now United.
Now United.
Yeah.
Parang may friend ka rin dun sa Now United.
Josh.
Opo.
Josh.
Josh Beauchamp
From Canada.
is because he dances in the industry in LA as well, and so that's how we knew each other.
Pero did you audition for Now United?
Ken, since kanina sabi you're considering acting and AC also had projects that with Playhouse. If ever na offer natin na love team with AC, it's willing ka ba to take it?
Of course, but I'm very open to a lot of different projects and a lot of different things. So we like to be very open with any kind of opportunities that I get here in the Philippines as well. So.
Do you still get stage fright?
Yeah, of course. I think it's very healthy for artists and performers to have a little bit of nerves before we perform, because it shows how much we really care about what we're about to do, and you know, it also helps boost adrenaline as well before I perform and do things. So yeah, of course.
Why did you decide pala to parang dun sa World of Dance mo still? Is parang full of emotions palagi yung ginagawa mong performance. Hindi siya yung not only showcasing how well you dance, but also how you project the emotions of the song.
Why did I decide
Why
to do
did you
that?
decide?
Honestly, it's not something that I decided to do. Going into World of Dance, I really didn't know how much of a experience it would be for me, and it was such a life-changing experience because like I really had to think, you know, being a soloist and not having, you know, a partner or a group, I really had to think what is my edge, or what is something that I have that others don't. And at the same time, it was, you know, because dance is my passion, and it's really how I deal with a lot of things. And so it was as if the World of Dance stage was just giving me the opportunity to heal, and giving me an opportunity to address a lot of things that I needed to And so it's just something that really came out and helped me improve creatively and emotionally. And I'm just so blessed that I had that opportunity and that the Philippines was able to be a part of supporting me through that process.
What's your dance training like? I mean, what are your roots when it comes to dancing?
My roots?
Yeah, I mean, when did you start dancing? What do you like about dancing?
Well, my mom's side of the family, they're all dancers. My mom was a very good dancer. My mom's mom, my Lola, is a very famous dancer in Davao, and her parents. So my whole mom's side of the family pretty much started the biggest dance studio in Davao. So the whole Davao dance industry is very strong in my mom's side of the family. So yeah, I got dancing from that side of the family, and when I started dancing, I was 12 years old. So I'm now 17, so like 5 years ago. And I started dancing because I wanted to add it to my singing, and then I took a dance class in the States, and the dance teacher said, "Wow, you're so good, like how long have you been dancing?" I was like, "Oh, that was my first class that I ever took." And then he asked me to go to LA, because I was dancing in Santa Clarita, which is the valley right outside of LA. And he asked me to go into like the actual studios, like the big studios that you all know as like Millennium and ML. So he took me to those studios, and I started to train with a lot of well-known teachers like Matt Stefanina and Alexander Chung and with a lot of the dancers that you all know. And so it was I guess it really trained me. It's like when you learn how to swim but you just, like the best way, sorry, how do I say this? The best way that people say sometimes to learn how to swim is just throwing yourself in the water. It was kind of like that because I was almost thrown into that like hungry and that thriving industry at a young age. And so I kind of learned how to cope with a lot of the stress and a lot of the competition, because grabe, the competition there is so strong. And I guess I learned a lot of like perseverance there, as well as learning how to handle like my stress and to work hard like that. Yeah.
Do you plan to like expand your dance repertoire, like studying other forms, like let's say jazz or ballet or Dante Gulapa style?
I've definitely been very inspired lately by contemporary dancers. I like how contemporary and hip hop can be combined into like this very beautiful style. But it's something that I'm not necessarily the best at right now, because I'm not very flexible yet. So I definitely want to look and learn more into that and stretch more and allow my body to do things that I haven't been able to do before. And so yeah, I'm definitely open to training in a lot of different styles, because it really helps with coordination, and it helps with hip hop as well.
Last for me, is there anyone, foreign or local celebrity you would want to dance on stage with?
Dance on stage with.
Like a dream collaboration.
I mean, it would really be an honor to share the stage with Tito Gary, because he's such a big inspiration in like the Philippines in general, and he's been a great influence on me, not only artistically but with my faith as well, and he's been a good mentor and helping me cope through things, as well as clear ability. So those two for sure.
Thank you.
Aside from like performing, like being a triple threat, like acting, singing, dancing, what are the other things you do? Like, do you have hobbies? You have like, I don't know, what do you watch movies?
I like traveling. So when I get to travel for work, it's very fun. I've been to Australia and Indonesia, and I'm gonna go to Paris next month which I'm super excited about. So it's nice to see the world, and to, I guess it really like humbles me and shows me that, you know, like the world doesn't revolve around me. Because like when you go to these countries, a lot of that times like you don't understand what they're saying, and you're like, it's like no one's like really paying attention to you. Or, like it feels like, oh, like I'm not a part of their world. So it's like it really opens your eyes to something like how beautiful this world is, and how it's so amazing that everybody has their own individual life and what they're going through. So I really love traveling, as well as hanging out with my family, hanging out with friends. I like doing sports. I like going swimming, going to the beach, playing basketball. Fun fact, I played basketball since I was very young as well, because my dad really loved basketball. So I played basketball since I was like maybe 5 up until 12, because I quit for dancing. Because I played basketball, I played on a travel team. I was pretty serious. I wanted to become a basketball player, but I really fell in love with dancing and entertaining and singing, and so we decided to switch from the sports to the entertainment.
Pakita muna namin yung music video. So, ito yung music video niya, first ever yung makikita.